Welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. It's Sunday. I'm going to have to be doing a little dodging back and forth to my laptop here. Unfortunately, just before going on, the remote that I use, that I have on this wonderful rig around me, it just stopped working. Just went out. I don't know what the heck. Why these things always have to happen the moment before you decide to push, go live. But that's the way it is. That's what we're looking at. Anyways, what else? We got a lot to talk about. We actually got a lot of cool stuff we're going to go over this evening. First and foremost, on the program tonight, we are going to be taking a look at the villain modes in Bond. I want to walk through each and every single one, talk about how you play them, how you beat them, some strategies that I use, and just some of the finer points, if you will, of taking down some of 007's worst villains. There are, as teased, there are a couple of announcements that are coming for the show tonight. A couple of surprises headed your way. I'm going to go ahead and announce the next pin coming to the Midlife Arcade, which actually should be just a matter of days, if not day now. Go ahead and announce that after we get through our first game here. But like I said, bear with me while I have to fiddle with the laptop a little bit. For some reason, the remote went out while I was trying to get everything going. I had this whole thing so nicely planned, and then best laid plans of mice and men, as they say. But the very first thing that I want to talk about tonight is let's go through the villain mode. So starting with Dr. No, that's the one that's lowest down on the playfield. When it comes to Dr. No, this is actually probably my favorite or second favorite villain mode in the game. You start the mode, and then you build jackpots by hitting the pops. And there's two ways to get to the pops in Bond. You can either go up the right orbit, which is kind of that lower loop there on the right side, not a traditional orbit because it's an in-lane from the ramp, but it takes you up and drops the ball into the pops via the rollovers. But then you also have a bumper lane that's down below. It's actually got a flashing white insert usually. There are several modes in the game where hitting that will give you a special type of jackpot. And then once you build your jackpot in the pops, when the ball comes out, the dragon tank will be flashing. And when the dragon tank is flashing, that's how you reward yourself the jackpot. The reward you get from each dragon tank is added to the next dragon tank that you hit after hitting the pops again. And in that mode, you have 75 seconds. 75 pinball seconds. The timer will stop every now and again if you cradle the ball or something like that. 75 seconds to hit 10 of those shots. So 10 combinations of getting the ball up into the pops, then getting it over to the dragon tank in the center of the playfield there. One of the things I like about this is that it's not a just straightforward mode, right? There are two separate shots, and the shots, there's a risk-reward thing there. If you really want to blow this mode up, hypothetically, I've never done this because this game is so chaotic, I never have the time. But hypothetically, you could be dissatisfied with your first traverse through the pops, and before cashing it out at the dragon tank, you could go back into the pops for more and more. And then moving on to Rosa Klebb. Again, bear with me here. Rosa Klebb from Russia with Love. This is probably my second favorite mode in the game, simply because it's a free for all. All the 9 major shots are lit. You got to hit all of them. Hitting them it turns the light out. It delights them, or it unlights them. And then after hitting all 9 of those, you just hit the DB5 eject under the car, and it plays the awesome sequence where you escape, which is pretty cool. In fact, the cutscenes that go with these modes, if you're actually able to perform the actions in the modes, is pretty awesome. That's far from guaranteed, because this game is if I've heard people describe pinball as managing chaos. This game is like managing a stress test that's just way out of control sometimes. After that, let's see. After that, we have Goldfinger. Goldfinger is actually a pretty decent mode. Nothing special, though, I would say. There are 3 shots lit at one time once you start the mode. As you hit them, they delight. You can relight them or simply change which 3 shots are lit by hitting the Goldfinger target. That's the one in between the 2 ramps. And then once you complete 7 of those, you make a shot to the DB5 to complete the mode. You've got 60 in-game seconds for that. And it's a pretty fun mode. Just a matter of, of having the wherewithal to actually complete everything. Let's see here. I seem to have either lost everybody or not lost everybody. I'm not exactly sure. Let me take a look. Sorry guys, we've been having technical difficulties all day today. Let's see if I'm screwing up everything entirely or not. Well, whatever. I'm having fun. So let's move on to Largo. Largo is probably the biggest pain in the ass of all of the modes, or if it's not the biggest pain in the ass, it's up there. It's tied with Blofeld for sure. In Largo, almost all of the shots on the table are lit white. The exception being the left eject. That is where you collect your jackpots. You gas your jackpots by hitting the white lit shots. You can collect as many of them as are out there, and then you finish them off at the eject. The reason this mode is such a pain in the butt is because that left eject can be sometimes just damn near impossible to hit. So who knows? If you're good at hitting that left eject, you might actually find this mode pretty easy. There have been weeks of my life where I actually found it to be a very not difficult mode, and there have been days of my life where I've wanted to drag this thing down to the corner and put free on it, just because of old Largo here. Thunderball's a kind of crappy movie anyway, so it makes sense that they gave it to Largo there. And finally, not finally, but speaking of the devil, so to speak, Blofeld here. So Blofeld is all at the Bird 1 rocket and the Osato Chemicals targets out in front of the rocket. You have to complete 9 shots to the Bird 1 rocket or the drops in front of it. Once you do that, you just do that basically. If you actually manage to get the pops down enough to hit the rocket, any direct shot to the rocket will score 2x. And it is a short mode. You only have 40 seconds to do it. You're not even going to need the 40 seconds because all of these are chump shots and drains are common. When you're working on Blofeld there. And then finally, last but not least, good old Mr. Henderson, Diamonds Are Forever, one of the better films. So on this one, you have the left, center, and right. You have left, center, and right shots lit. The left eject, center loop, right ramp. One of those flashes, you can actually move which shot flashes left or right by hitting the spinner. And you just have to clear 9 of the shots. If you hit the flashing shot, similar to Jaws actually, you get an increase in scoring of 2x, and you have 70 seconds to complete the mode. So that is Mr. Henderson right there. So that's all of the villain modes. How you are on paper supposed to play them and how you are supposed to beat them. I will take my time tonight playing to try and go through them as best I can. Like I said, as you've probably seen, this game, it plays fast. It plays out of control most of the time. It is sometimes just a matter of trying to get the ball away from the flippers because it's going to drain. So trying to actually ploddingly walk through these modes is not as straightforward as it sounds on paper. But before we put our tuxedo on and go looking for some spycraft and some villains and some bad guys and some women, I want to make an announcement. Again, sorry guys, my remote got busted right before the show, so I got to keep looking over my laptop momentarily. Launching today, Modern Man in Search of High Scores. I just started a podcast. This is good for, it's nice to be able to watch some gameplay. I have some arcade gameplay during the week that I'm going to start putting out there as well. But if you're like me and you like listening to stuff in the car or while you're at work, go check this out. The first episode is available today. I wanted it out there before the show. Most commonly, though, this is going to be an every other Monday type deal. So 2 weeks from now, look for the next episode after we do the pinball on Sunday. And I think it's going to be good. I've got some really good ideas for things that I would like to talk about coming up. This first episode is kind of a getting to know you episode. I think I actually called it Getting to Know You. And just, simple walkthrough of who I am, what my arcade is like, what got me into it, what keeps me in it, what I'm interested in, and hopefully that grooves with what hopefully you're picking up what I'm putting down, and we can have some good times together. All right, let's go ahead and stop talking. Let's dive into this thing, shall we? Okay, we will get to the pin announcement here in a little bit, but let's go ahead and get started, see if we can't get through some of these modes, and I'll talk through them and walk through them as I can. What you gonna do? It's a horrible start. I just want to get a damn mode going.
Equipment at Q Branch.
You know what? That's deserving. We can just. That's what editing is for.
Jesus. Goldfinger.
Alright, so you see we got the three three separate arrows. So we got the left orbit, that shot right there. And we have the villain mode ramplet.
You are looking at an industrial laser which emits an extraordinary light not to be found in nature.
And I hit the gold finger target. Hit the gold finger target. So that's what switched everything around. Whatever. Of course, going for the jackpot there. A little concerned that I'm just talking to myself here. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, there we go. Little Nelly got me. All right, let's see if we can get back to some of the villain modes we were talking about here. And this is Rosa Club, like I was saying before. So all the shots, all 9 shots are lit. You just start clearing them. It's a great mode.
Great honor. I hope you had a pleasant flight.
My time is limited. Is the man I requested ready?
Miss Dusty.
Donald This is Gestapo present in 1960, recruited in Tangier in 1962. Take me to the lake.
Room of training area. Night, superb material.
There we go. There we go.
His response to our training and indoctrination have been remarkable.
Sometimes
All unlocked.
ugh. I know James is getting old, but he's got to be able to get up the ramp. This is what I mean about this game. If you've ever watched me play this, I actually do not find it that difficult to put up 1 billion points. What's difficult is putting up 1 billion points in a very specific way. So it's hard to illustrate a lot of these points that I'm trying to make. See? That's what I get for trying to be cute. Okay, so we've 3 games and we've gotten through. We've shown 2 villains. That's just how easy it is. Back to Rosa Clef.
Rosa Clef.
Welcome to Spectre Island.
What are the
Very
odds?
dull. I hope you had a pleasant flight.
My time is limited. Is the man I requested ready?
It's Dusty.
Complete the special targets to build the third one jackpot.
Take me to the lake.
Through the training.
There we go.
It's one of the best men we've ever had. The homicidal paranoid, superb material, though his methods were a little crude. His response to our training and indoctrination have been remarkable.
We're getting there. Oh, whoops. So I had 2 smart missiles. Doesn't matter. Let's see if I can get to a villain that I haven't gotten to yet. And then after that, I'm just going to start playing, because I think I've proved my point about how difficult this damn game is if you try and make it your own. And we get Goldfinger, of course, which is the other villain we've already gotten before.
Goldfinger.
Good evening, 007. My name is James Bond. You have been recognized. This is by one of your officer numbers, who is authorized to kill. You are looking at an industrial laser, which emits an extraordinary light, not to be found in nature. It can project a spot on the moon, or at closer range, cut through solid metal. I will show you.
There we go. That's what I get for being cute. Flow-filled, like I talked about before, probably my least favorite mode in the game because it's all chump shots. It's all solid chemical and the bird one, rocket. We beat the damn mode.
Kill on now. Yes, Lamar. Yes.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. Smart missiles definitely come in handy for most of the Spectre weapons. That's for sure.
It's on the bracelet on your ankle.
So, what sharp little eyes you've got.
Draw your equipment at Q branch.
I know a little restaurant quite
I
close.
never mix business with pleasure.
Well, now try.
Good.
All two. Mr. Henderson.
I said the left, right, and center. That's what's lit.
You won't believe this. Willard White for you.
Wow. This is the real owner, sir. Shove, Your Honor. Where's that satellite I sent down there? Blasted off 24 minutes ago, sir.
Something's happening. Scanners are going crazy. Similar to your first stage separation.
Just makes sense.
Draw your equipment at Q branch. Hurry up. Your time is running out.
Come on.
Extra ball is lit.
Okay.
Would you believe that this whole damn country is being held for ransom and we got till noon tomorrow?
Not so
to pay
bad.
up?
Oh, 007, you've got an extra ball. Brilliant.
This is where the adrenaline picks up because I've got all the Bond women except one fully qualified, and I've got a multi-ball waiting for me. I'll take it. Ah. Come on.
Ball saved.
Not so bad. Damn it. Can't be so bad though, right? There we go. Look at that.
Shoot again.
Okay. There we go. And as I said before, Largo, pain in the ass
Still in
mode.
the harbor, lying up the casino channel. The catamaran is there too, so we can use it for cover.
Oh, that's fine. You can drop me in the water behind her. Shall we go?
The spinner is lit.
Okay, we'll meet back at dinner.
Not so bad.
Extra ball.
Of course. Straight down the middle.
Shoot again.
Bone? Yes, I saw him. What happened?
I jumped the shark. Jumped the shark.
Shoot again.
Sweet fancy Moses. There we go.
Dr. No.
So it's into the pops, into the dragon tank, into the pops, into the dragon tank. Build the jackpot with the pops, collect it with the dragon tank, and it is progressive.
Look at it.
Just like that.
The glass is coming, skimming, just stick with your comes with a magnifying effect. Medium dry martini, lemon peel, shaken, of course.
Does the talking of American listeners really compensate for having arrived?
Oh! Damn, damn, damn. Well, that's not so bad. Man, I really wish my remote thing was working here because I had something very cool planned, but I'm just going to have to do it like this. So, in a matter of days, maybe even day, the next pin is coming to the Midlife Arcade. And it is... I was trying to decide what to do, new or old. And I decided to go retro. And I'm telling you, it's because I absolutely miss having a vintage pin in my collection. And one came up for sale that is... It's a tie for my favorite pin from the 90s. And I just couldn't say no when I was able to get one in such good condition.
Cloaked in illusion, he lives, he loves, he trusts no one. He fights evil and injustice while battling his own dark heart. In an arena of treachery and illusion, you'll see through his eyes. You'll use your power to cloud men's minds and duel your nemesis, Shawan Khan. Bally invites you to a battle where nothing and no one are what they seem. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows.
That's right. It is The Shadow by Bally Williams from back in the 90s. I absolutely love The Shadow. And I'll tell you why. Well, I will be telling you why as I do more videos. But one thing I will say about The Shadow is it breaks every rule that I normally approach a pin and say, you know, when I just think, oh, this is going to be a bad pin. It's got extra buttons on the sides. I know the action button is an extra button. Don't at me. But I mean, if I walk up to a pin and I say, like, you know, oh, there's the two standard buttons and then some extra nonsense going on, usually I'm like, But those extra buttons on Shadow for changing the diverters, they're just, it's fantastic. And the fact that there are two diverters and they're independently moved or diverted based on the button pressing. It makes for so much strategy and so much fun in the game, and it also has an upper playfield, which normally when I see an upper playfield I'm like, this is just not going to be fun. But the Shadows upper playfield is so different from anything that exists in pinball anywhere. There's just, what else can I say about it? It's fantastic. It's an absolutely amazing pin. So look, probably next week we stream the Shadow here, unless unless I just suck at it when I get it. Because I haven't really played it in years in terms of the ability to like actually play it. So unless I'm so horrible at it that I'm embarrassed to show gameplay. But yeah, no, you can expect the Shadow coming. What else do I want to say? Be sure to check out the podcast, Modern Man in Search of High Scores. Bonus tips for understanding where that name comes from. I think pinheads can get where that name comes from. I had a fantastic time tonight going over villain modes. Let's start doing some of these wizard modes. I want to get to Her Majesty's Secret Service here sometime soon. There's no Jaws code out right now, so you just got to do what you got to do. But anyways, there's nothing left to say except I'm Lawrence Adams. This is the Midlife Arcade. We are the Pinball Underground. May all your scores be high, and may all your balls be extra. I will see you next time.